Hey, yo, check it out. It's the one and only, never phony. Your big homie treat me like Tony. Peedi Crakk, live in effect with Mikey T, the movie star. Let's go, baby. Ring.
Because this is something, man, I would be ashamed of myself if I didn't mention the groundbreaking record Stay. Can you tell me about the collab with Neo, man? I'd be ashamed of myself if I didn't talk to you about this. Just playing it earlier today, that record
Mhm.
impacted so many people in the country, in the world.
Yeah, man, that was an interesting situation, man. That's why I'm really thankful. A lot of things happen. Most of the things that happened that was like great things, like that record being put together, just happened. It wasn't like a big effort or a well thought out plan to try to come up with something great. It was just a natural, organic situation that just fell into place, and that's how most good things happen. Well, in my situation, whenever I really sat down and tried to focus on doing something big or trying to like really make a hit record, that never works that way. Any record I had that was like big, like Flip Side or the Neo Stay, it just fell into place. So um, I was in New York having a meeting with Jay, and I bumped into Tata, and this is I wasn't aware of this, but Tata is the I think the A&R or the I believe he was the A&R of Neo's album on the first album. That's when they first signed Neo
Right.
to Def Jam because
First Def Jam album.
Jay was the president of Def Jam at the time. So Tata was like, "Yo, Crack, I got an artist, some new artist. He's a crazy songwriter, but he's about to put out an album. I need a verse from you." So this was around the CD times where somebody burn you a CD on a blank, and you take the CD home and go right to it. So I said, "Cool, let me get the CD and I'll go home and I'll come back up and record it." He said, "Nah, I need it right now. Like I need it like right now." So I said, "All right, fuck it." I was with my manager and at the time, and it was mad snow outside. We in the middle of Manhattan. It's like winter snow, like crazy cold winter time out there. We grabbed our coats and just left the cars parked and walked from the Universal building over to Times Square where it was a studio and he had it all set up already. Guru was in there engineering and me, Tata, my manager, and Guru. And he played one record from Neo that was cool to me. I don't know if I heard that record ever again, or maybe I did. But then he played the Stay record, and once he threw that on, I knew that was the one because it had the sample from El DeBarge, which is one of my favorite R&B groups of all time, and it just had that hip hop feel to it. It had the scratching and the cuts in it, and the beat was crazy. It was still like a hip hop beat, and the artist that came on was dope. And I wrote it right there on the spot. I wrote it there and laid it, and Ty heard it. He liked it, and I left the studio and just ain't think nothing of it. Because around that time, I'm able to do any type of record. Like I'm a chameleon. You know what I'm saying? I can adapt to any kind of vibe. But my preference, especially around that time, was like some real gritty, grimy hood rap. Like, you know what I mean? Gangster shit. So I did that record and just forgot about it because it wasn't like I was riding around listening to the shit. And like a week, couple weeks to a month later, they called me. I was in Miami. Tata called me with Jay on the line and said like, "Yo, the that song is number one on the radio right now in New York, and we about to shoot the video, so you got to get ready." And that's how that went.
Right. So this is after basically Roc-A-Fella split, Jay-Z and Dame Dash, Roc-A-Fella,
This this
Dame
was
Dash
this was
Music Group.
this was after the split. That's what made it iller to me too, because we had a lot of success before the split. Everybody had their own little form of success and felt like pretty much like we achieved something. Like, Chris and Neve had the No Better Love and Can't Stop, Won't Stop. And Beans, you know him, he had all numerous hits and
Get everything.
He's about 3-4 albums in. He had everything going on, movies and
You could have
shit.
went anywhere.
Right. I was on Flip Side, and I had the When You Hear That, and I was just bubbling in the streets. So when they split, it was kind of everybody's shit situation was just up in limbo and wasn't sure where he was gonna go with it. And I was even a little nervous about what direction I was going in. So for that to happen, like that was the biggest record I've ever done. Happened after the split. So that really was that was an ill feeling too. Like it let me know that I still had it. Like I'm like, yo, I can still do it. Like even after the split, I got another hit record on my hands. So yeah.
No, that's dope, man, because like you were saying, you could see like Beanie Siegel could have went anywhere. Young Guns already had their shit together with their albums. You came out with this single. So was there a situation that was proposed to you with Def Jam and the Prince of the Rock album? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, all right. So when the split happened, uh in the contracts, I believe it was in all our contracts, because I had a Def Jam Roc-A-Fella contract I was signed to. So in the contract, it stated that if the parties, the owners, the CEOs or whatever, if they were to break up and sell this company, that you can't sell the artist with the company. So when they sold Roc-A-Fella or whatever they did when they split up, it was a voided contract and everybody was free. Well, I know I was free to go my way. So right when that happened, I had a meeting with Dame. And at first, I think he assumed that I was going to stay with him just to stay with him. And I'm very appreciative of working with him, but at the time, I felt things could have been done for me. So I was willing to leave unless he told me that he was willing to do more. And when I had a meeting with him and he told me what he was able to do, it just wasn't enough for me. So I just left. And honestly, right after that, I was just really thinking I was looking for another label. Other labels was hollering at me, but I was just trying to just wait and see who was waiting for my lawyer to give me the green light, like, yo, you should go with this. But just so happens we bumped into Jay again, and Jay was like, yo, Peedi don't gotta go nowhere. He can stay here with me. He wanna stay at Def Jam? Tell him to come back over here. We'll finish his album at Def Jam. And that's what happened. Had a meeting with him one night. He's like, yo, stay here, finish the album, man. Finish what you started. And that's when I back on the Def Jam train and did the Neo joint. That's how that happened.
That's what's up, man. I really think Jay actually saw your worth. You know what I mean? You didn't really choose any sides, but you came back and showed that you were going to be a presence in music, man. So I got to ask you though, when you're doing the record for Neo, so you weren't technically in the studio with Neo, you know, it was
Nah,
the CD.
I didn't even know what he looked like.
Did they film your music video separate as well? Because you did.
Nah, we shot that together.
Okay.
Yeah, I met him at the video shoot. We met at the shoot. Like I flew to LA one morning, and I get to the location, and they had trailers and shit all around. So
big budget shit. Def Jam.
excuse me. Yeah, it was some big budget shit for sure. And I go on his trailer, and he's in there like practicing dance moves and shit. And I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm Peedi, man. I'm on the record. And so he was cool, dude, though. He was real cool.
So basically what I kind of wanted to ask you was like, you know, was there ever an opportunity for you to say, you know, I did this record for you. Can we get one in response? Or would that kind of have been out of pocket with all the business?
Honestly, man, the opportunity was there. I feel it was because, you know, after the record had came out, we did mad shows together. Like I went on tour with him, and we would meet up in different cities. Like they were like, yo, Neil's performing here tonight. If you could make it down here, we'd love if you come and this and that. So we always would be in cahoots and see each other. But so I'm saying that to say that I could have contacted him and talked to him about a record. but I didn't want to. I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't prepared to grab that from him yet, and I didn't want to utilize that until I knew that what direction I was going in. So I didn't do it. I didn't reach out to him for it, and everybody was pressuring me about it. Like, yo, Craig, you gotta let Neo about a record. At the time, it was like, yo, chill. Let me figure out what's up with this album, because that's when I felt Jay was dragging his feet with the album. So, well, yo, let me see what's going on with this album, because I think we about to be the fuck out of here.